Hello everybody, my name is Ian. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to talk about this Edifier S3 Planar Magnetic Headphone. Thank you so much Edifier for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts and opinions with you guys. But guys, rest assured that whatever I say in this video is my own opinion. This video is not scripted and Edifier will watch this video together with you guys, okay? Now, this headphone is asking for $400 US and I'm gonna find out if it's worth that money or not. So as usual, I will go through the accessories, the design and build quality, the fit and comfort, the functions of this, specifications, I'll do some mic tests, and of course the sound performance of this headphone, and then I'll do my conclusion. Okay, now this video will be timestamped, so for those of you who want to skip around, please feel free to do so. Right, so let's start off with the accessories and let's go to my desk and talk about the accessories. Okay, so these are the accessories that comes in the box. You've got paperwork, which I'm not going to go through that. Headphone cable, so this is a 3.5 to 3.5 headphone cable. And also they give additional adapter. This is a 1/4 inch adapter whereby you can connect to your amplifier if you choose to do so. It's a charging cable. It comes with a charging cable, a USB-C to USB-A charging cable. They provide a pick as well, so it's actually for you to change the earpads out. Later I'll show you how to change the earpads, but yeah, this pick is the one to use to change out the earpads. And talking about earpads, these are the additional earpads. These are the lambskin ones, which is on the headphone when it comes. Additional earpads are actually the cooling pads, which is this one I'm using right now. Okay, so additional earpads, and it comes with a very nice earpad pouch. Okay, so this pouch is really nice, protects the earpad. And this case, so this is a compact carrying case. On the inside it's got this separator that separates the two ear cups so that it does not rub against each other. And then here it's got this mesh pocket where you can put all your accessories inside. Okay, so this is a pretty functional case, which it's okay. It looks fabric and is actually functional. Okay, so now let's talk about the design and build quality. I find that the design and build for this is pretty good. The design of this is okay, but I have this thing about the folding part. Okay, so I find that the folding, right, is a little bit flimsy, right, and it sometimes without me wanting it to fold, it actually collapses onto itself. It folds onto itself. So maybe want to add a hinge here or something, a limiter or something like that, so that it does not fold on itself as and when it wants to. Now the headband is pretty nice. It's got this lambskin material on top with the foam inside, and it's quite comfortable. And then the headband's got extension as well. So, and the notches are pretty good. It's pretty smooth. Okay, it's not a very hard to adjust type of notch. Once it's on my head, I can just adjust it very easily. The yokes can rotate, right, and also fold up. So as I mentioned, right, when it rotates and it folds, this part here maybe have some limiter or some clicks, where at least it's not exactly trying to fold or turn by itself. So now it's trying to turn by itself whenever it wants to. Okay, and yeah, so just like so, you see, I didn't even touch it. Okay, so that's the thing. All right, that's the design part. I hope something can be done to this, but it's okay. No, this part where it turns, right, the headphone, when it turns, this is for you to rest the headphone on your neck, on your chest, when you're not listening to your music or when you're not wearing this headphone. Okay, so it's a pretty convenient function. Okay, so yeah, it's actually comfortable to wear like this instead of wearing it like this around your neck. It's like someone trying to strangle you. Okay, so but yeah, so that's for the design of that headband. The yokes are pretty okay and the ear cups are pretty okay. And looking at the ear cup, right, this is actually real carbon fiber. If you look at it at different angles, right, you can actually see the carbon fiber inside, and in the middle you get to see the logo of Stax, which is a pretty good design. Okay, and then on this side of your ear cup, you will see like a charging port. Okay, so this is the USB-C charging port and the LED light indicator, and this is the ear pads itself. So the cooling pads is really nice and soft. It's got like a memory foam on it. Okay, on the other side of the ear cup, you'll find 3.5 headphone jack, and then the power button is here, and then there's a volume rocker, and the microphone is right here. Okay, now let me show you how to change the ear pads, which is really simple. So you just need to put this flat on your table, and then get your spare ear pads. Now I need to bring this up to show to the camera, but essentially you can do this flat on the table. So there is a gap here, so just look for the gap and then insert the guitar pick in the middle, and then just twist, and you'll hear the thing snap open. So all you need to do is just do on two sides. So there are clips on the north, south, east, west, the four corners lah. Okay, you just need to twist and it will come out. So once you get two corners out, you can actually use your fingers to go in and then pry the rest out. So as you can see, it's very easy to come out, and to put them back in, all right, it's also very easy. So you can see there are four clips here, right? So four clips, just align it. So once you feel that it's aligned, all right, just take a peek at it, and once you see that it's aligned, just rest it on the table and then press. Okay, and you hear a click. Okay, if you don't hear a click, it means that it's not aligned properly, and then you just need to readjust. There you go, hear that click, just press. There you go. And that's how simple it is to change ear pads. So very simple to change ear pads. And you know, when I'm at home, I like to use the lambskin, but when I'm out and about, you know, walking around, I'll use the cooling pads because they're more cooler lah. Okay, so in terms of the build quality, the design is okay. I find that it's just that folding thing that really gets into me lah. Now let's talk about fit and comfort. These fit me pretty well. I actually, you know, I thought when I saw the ear cups, it's pretty small, and it might not fit my ear because I've got quite big ears. But actually my ears do fit right inside, and it does not give me any pain or press against any part of my outer ear. So it's pretty comfortable, right? So that's for the ear cups. Now the top part here on my skull, it actually rests pretty comfortably on the top of my skull. Doesn't give me any hot spot, right? It's not hot here, and it does not press down and give me any pain, right? So it's pretty comfortable there. And this headband can be adjusted to be quite big because I've got quite a huge head, and as you can see, it can flex really far. So it's a pretty good headband, and the clamping force is surprisingly not too hard. Okay, doesn't give me any pain. I can wear this for a long period of time, and depending on how long I can last with the ear pads. Okay, it's actually more of the ear pads than the clamping force. This is a pretty light clamp. It's not a very harsh or very hard clamp. So yeah, it's pretty good, very comfortable. Okay, so in terms of fit and comfort, no problems. Now let's talk about the specs and functions. So this is a Bluetooth 5.2. It's got the all the codecs lah, okay, basically, but I think the extra codec, which is the Snapdragon sound, this one is only available to certain Android phones, and this is one of them, which is the Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra. Okay, so Xiaomi phones will have this Snapdragon function lah, or codec. Okay, the rest of the Android phone, you don't get it lah. Okay, but the standard codecs will work, and the one that stands out to me is the aptX X adaptive. Okay, so this codec is to me now is the most common and most reliable codec in the industry so far for me lah. Okay, so aptX X adaptive, right? And the battery, right, will last you about 80 hours, right? And if you were to use it totally flat, okay, and you charge it for 10 minutes, it will give you an additional about 11 hours of playtime lah. So this has got quick charging, I find. All right, 10 minutes will give you 11 hours of playtime, additional playtime. So yeah, I think that's quick charging lah. Okay, and I forgot to show you the planar magnetic inside, but this is a planar magnetic driver, and planars essentially they have a cleaner sound. It's got less distortion as compared to dynamic driver headphones lah. Okay, so and it's pretty okay lah. It's not very light. It's not very heavy. It's yeah, it's somewhere in between. I can wear this the entire day and I don't feel any weight on it lah. Okay. So this comes with an accompanying app as well, so you can actually control the headphone with this app. Okay, so let's go to this app, which is called the Edifier Connect. If I can find it, yeah, this is the one. Okay, so once you pair the headphone, which I'm going to pair now, you turn it on. Okay, so once it's on, and it will go into a pairing mode. Just go to your Bluetooth. Oh, it's already connected. So as you can see, it's connected. All right. So and as you can see, it's the adaptive aptX X adaptive. Okay. And when it's connected, you can go to the app itself, right? So you can actually, it will automatically connect, and you'll go to the front page itself. Now on this app, right, you will see quite a few things lah. To me is not enough, right? I find that it's quite basic, so I hope that there'll be more functions lah. Okay, so you can actually choose the two different profiles, whereby if you're using the lambskin, you can choose the lambskin profile. It'll give you a different sound signature, and then if you're using the cooling pads, it give you another sound signature. And if you swipe to the next page, you'll get 3 different sound profiles: classic, hi-fi, and stacks. I prefer using the hi-fi lah. Okay, that's my preference when I listen to it. It depends on everyone's different preference, listening preference. And then if you swipe again, you'll get the gaming mode. So you have the gaming mode on or off. This will give more dedication to the Bluetooth lah, to gaming, and not so much on music listening or watching movies or whatever. Okay. Now if you press on the cog here, you get more functions, which is the control settings. You can actually change the double tap function to whatever you want. It's quite limited lah, to be honest. Okay, so I hope that this menu is more customizable. You got more functions, but currently there's only double tap, and you give 4 options, and triple tap and another 4 options lah. So I find that it's quite limited lah in terms of the app itself. Okay, so yeah, so this is the accompanying app, and yeah, it works well. All right, I'm quite okay with it. I'm not unhappy with it. It's just that I wish that there's more functions lah. Okay, so that's for the specs and functions. Now let's do some test. I will use this on the outdoor, in a real world environment, and let's test the microphone, and then you guys be the judge on how this microphone sounds. So let's go outside. Okay, so now I'm in a real world environment. As you can see, this is a coffee shop. Well, I call it a coffee shop, you call it a cafe, and I'm having a drinking my coffee. And I have the people walking around me. I'm next to the road. You can tell, you can hear the sound of the cars, and there's also people chatting in the background. And I'm using the Edifier S3 Planar Magnetic Headphone, and the sound is coming out from the microphone of Lee's headphone. How do you think I sound? Alright, so let's go back into the studio. Okay, so I'm back, and as you can hear, right, this microphone is not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. So it's a pretty good microphone, okay? And I think it's pressing on each other. Yeah, it's a pretty good microphone, right? Now, I'm also playing games on this. I play Mobile Legends on this, and gaming on this is pretty good. Is the lag itself, right, is totally not noticeable when the action and the sound in terms of the synchronization and the latency is very low. I hardly can even notice when I'm playing my Mobile Legends, and watching movies as well. So watching Netflix on this is definitely a pleasure. There's no miss sync or the lip miss sync or whatever. I don't see that. I don't hear that. Okay, so watching movies on this is fantastic. Now let's talk about the sound performance of this, and let's talk about firstly the technicalities, right? So this is a planar magnetic headphone, right? The resolution on this, right, is very good, better than dynamic driver headphones. In terms of the clarity, the sound that it produces, the resolution of it is very good, all right? And from what I hear, and comparing it with the rest of my planar headphones and also my dynamic headphones which I have, this is considered a very good headphone. In terms of that comparison, I have not tried other headphones. Now the detail retrieval, on the other hand, now because this tuning, right, because of the tuning of this headphone, which I'll talk about later, the detail retrieval, it can be heard, but it's not a very satisfying type of detail retrieval, in my opinion. Okay, so yeah, detail retrieval could be improved, but changed by the sound signature and the tuning of these headphones. Okay, imaging and sound separation. Imaging, I find that is good. All right, the sound separation is good, but it's just that it's not too much layered, right? It's the sound stage, right, is quite an intimate sound stage, and the layering is just maybe one layer whereby lead singer is in front and the rest of the instruments are at the back, including your percussion sets, your bass, whatever, is all in two planes okay. And I find that the layering is quite closed in, and the soundstage is quite closed in. So but I mean, you can hear that the separation is good, right? You can hear the imaging is good. It's just that the depth and the layering is just quite limited okay. So that's for the technicalities for these headphones. I think soundstage wise could be improved, could have a bit more air, a bit more openness, but bear in mind that this is a closed back planar magnetic headphone. I'm used to listening to open back magnetic planar headphones, so this to me is more closed in. Okay, now let's talk about the sound signature of this. This is more of a fun, I would say fun, casual listening type of tuning. It's a V-shaped, and the tone of it is somewhere natural to warm. Okay, it's somewhere there. Okay, it's not the warmest, it's also not the most natural tone which I've heard. Okay, so that's for that tone. Now basically, right, in terms of the sound signature, the bass is the prominent frequency and also the treble, so that's why it's a V-shaped, and the mids are a little bit recessed. Okay, now sub bass is a good rumble, right? It's elevated. You can feel that rumble is a warm, some sort warmish type of rumble, very clean and clear type of rumble, and present. Okay, so it's got that earth shaking type of rumble which I can feel. So, and also because this is a close back, that rumble is more intense. So yeah, it's a very good rumble. Now mid bass, the punch is okay, is pretty normal type of punch, and impact is not overly done. So I feel that yeah, it's a pretty impactful but polite type of punch. Okay, it's not those type of punch whereby you really knock you out. It's a polite but good clear punch. All right, the fullness of that punch is there, right? The body of that punch is there, and at the same time it sounds a bit warm, and a bit more of fun type of punch. Okay, it's not a very clinical and clear type of punch, and it does bleed a bit into the mids. Okay, so the mids is, as I mentioned, right, is recessed, and the mid bass does bleed into the mids. So what I hear is that the instruments, they are a bit veiled by the bass. Okay, but they're still clear. They're clear. They've got detail, and because of the bass, right, that it affects the detail retrieval. But it's detailed. But it's just that on certain tracks, where there's a lot of bass, I tend to lose that details, and I can, I'm yearning for more when I listen to those busier tracks lah. Those more like soloists or those instrumental music or the tracks, that's no problem. I don't have much of the other instruments that's interfering into the mids, but in a busier track, yeah, I hope that there was a little bit less bass, so that I get more details from the instruments. Okay, vocals, male vocals, they sound really good. They've got nice natural tone to it, and a very soothing listening experience, and very well, I wouldn't say warm lah. Okay, very casual and easy to listen to type of male vocal. Okay, so for male vocal, I find that they sound pretty good on this. Female vocals, they've got this brightness and a little bit of that sparkle there, and they've got that energy and that forwardness, which is because of the treble. So yeah, they've got that very good forwardness and that energy in the mix. Okay, and the brightness as well. Sometimes they may sound a little bit harsh, okay, in terms of their higher octaves. Okay, but other than that, for female vocals, they sound really good and a bit laid back lah, I would say. I hope that it's a bit more forward, but it's got that energy there lah. Okay, now for treble is bright. Okay, treble is bright on these. They are not dull, they are not dark. They've got that energy, they've got that bite. So upper treble is got nice air, very airy and very clear, transparent type of treble. So simple strikes and hi-hats, they sound clear, they've got good extension, they sound natural. So treble wise, I've got no issues with this headphone. It's a very good tuned treble. Okay, so that is for the entire frequency. Now, who is this headphone for? Who will like this type of tuning? I would say more for casual listeners, those people who listen to pop and hip hop, R&B, techno, trance, heavy metal, those kind of genre of music. Now, if you were to listen to classical orchestras and those more of a analytical type of genre of music, you still can listen to this, but the bass will be a little bit too much for you. Okay, then you lose a bit of that detail. So to me, I would say that this is more suitable for the other group of people. Okay, for classical listeners, yeah, you can get this. I mean, if you want to do other functions, like this is Bluetooth, you can play your games, you can watch your movies other than listening to music. Okay, you still can get this headphone. Alright, so that's my overall impression and review of this headphone. Now, is this worth that $400? Okay, now I find that it's a little bit on the pricey side. Okay, this headphone is good. It's got good performance, it's got good tuning, but it's not good to a point whereby it's worth that $400, because I've tried other headphones that's worth less but sound just as good. Okay, and it's got similar type of functions like Bluetooth functions and all that. So I find that this has got good quality, good sound, but maybe if they were to adjust the price a little bit, this might be selling as a hotcake, right? But no doubt this is a very good quality and good sounding headphone. Alright, so that concludes my overall impression, my conclusion, and my review for this S3 Planar Magnetic Headphone. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and learn something from this video. And if you did, please consider to give this video a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Alright, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.